Buenas tardes. Además de tener con nosotros al profesor Mitkov, les damos la bienvenida a la doctora Gloria Corpas Pastor, quien nos acompaña desde la Universidad de Málaga, la doctora María Stambolieva desde la nueva Universidad Búlgara en Sofía, Bulgaria, y la doctora Sara Moze desde la Universidad de Wolverhampton en Inglaterra. Les invitamos a que accedan a la página de cuestiones del lenguaje, cuya dirección encontrarán en la descripción del evento, para acceder a la extensa trayectoria completa de estas ilustres oradoras. Si tienen preguntas, pueden hacerlas mediante el chat de YouTube durante la presentación para que se aborden al final según el tiempo que nos quede. Así que el tiempo es de nuestros oradores.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody from Argentina and South America, and good evening to everybody from Europe, because I know that many students from Europe are also attending. Thank you very much to the organizers, to Gabriela, to Pedro, to Eugenia for inviting us to give this presentation. So you already met my co-speaker. So how are we going to do this presentation? I'm going to present overview the program as a whole for about 5 minutes. Then each one of my co-speakers will be presenting how the program operates at her university. So this is the Erasmus Mundus Master Program Technology for Translation and Interpreting. This is the first master program in the world in technology for translation and interpreting. So this is really unique, and we're very privileged to say that we're the first in this respect. It has the Erasmus Mundus branding, which makes it more prestigious, and it has a very strong research emphasis. I mean, students studying on this program, they work with leading scholars in the field of translation technology, interpreting technology, and also language technology. And what is very important, not less important, this program has a very strong industrial emphasis. We work with the top companies in translation technology, interpreting technology, and language technology in general. So how does it work? Students who study on this program, they study 2 years. Year 1 is at one of the 3 partner universities, and year 2 at another. For instance, if a student goes to study year 1 in Sofia, then the year 2 she can go to Malaga or to Wolverhampton, or vice versa. The language of instruction is English, and each year, this is very important, students undertake 1 month placement at a company or a non-EC university. So which means that at least one of those placements is at the company, which gives them the option to familiarize themselves with the industry of translation and interpreting. Students get degree from each university where they study, and they also get a diploma supplement. The consortium has 3 core partners. University of Wolverhampton, we're the coordinators, and I'm the coordinator of the program. University of Malaga, New Bulgarian University, those are the 3 core partners. In 3 months, very soon, we'll have the University of Ghent, Belgium. They will join as official partners in the autumn of 2020, maybe after a month or 2 at most. And we have a lot of associated partners, leading companies in translation and interpreting business like Traducción, WordFast, Memsource, Star, Transperfect, Kudo, Televic, Mitra Translations, L Translations. We have about 25-30 companies. We have several non-EC universities, including universities from Brazil, from South Africa, from Canada, from Hong Kong, also from Europe, from Italy, and from Greece. This is a very distinctive and unique program. We prepare translators and interpreters of the future who will be familiar with the latest tools and resources. We also prepare developers to future technology. This is why we teach natural language processing and programming. So some of those students will be developing new translation tools or new interpreting tools. I think somebody has a microphone. There's some sound in the background. I don't know whether you can hear it, but I can hear it. There are 3 study tracks, even though officially we don't have any tracks. But what I want to highlight is that we have translators who have advanced knowledge of the latest tools in translation, so users of the latest tools, or interpreters who will be advanced users of the latest tools, so they'll learn to use them. And we have a third group of students, those who want to study programming, who want to study NLP. They will be developers of such tools in the future. This is really a distinctive and unique program. It has a research emphasis. You'll be working with leading scholars in the field of translation and interpreting technology on a dissertation. You'll be attending top conferences. This program has funding for students to attend at least one relevant conference a year. We have industrial emphasis. I mentioned about the industrial placements, and they acquire work experience. We have modules which are related to projects in translation and interpreting. Everything is very business oriented. We have speakers who are leaders in the business and industry of translation and interpreting. So this is a very much exposure to business. And this program has very strong multicultural emphasis. You will interact with fellow students from all over the world, from lecturers from different countries, with practitioners, businesses and organizations from all over the world. There'll be placements in different continents. I mean, this year the placements were inhibited because of the coronavirus, but we're planning to have students going to Brazil, to South Africa, to the States, to Canada, to Argentina. But due to coronavirus, those placements are now virtual. There are many international events they're attending. Now they're attending virtual ones. So those students, we have 15 bursaries. The EC is very generous, is offering 15 bursaries, which are €1,000 a year plus travel and allocation expenses. 12 of them are from countries like Argentina and Brazil, so non-EC countries, and 3 of them are for European countries. So the deadline to apply is the 1st of February. So those of you from who attend, if you don't have a bursary yet, apply. It's a very competitive process, but you may be, if you're very good, you may be looking at getting one of those 12 bursaries from the non-EC countries. We have several students from Brazil, for instance, this year, and we have one student from Colombia, but we don't have students from Argentina yet. In fact, there were not many applications from Argentina, and those who are really rich or have rich parents, they can even pay the fees themselves and apply by the 15th of June as self-funded students. So it is value for money, yes, because the best investment is education, and even for those who pay the fees themselves, it is still way below the typical fees of countries like UK or North America. So we have other students who pay themselves, or you apply for a bursary, one of the 15 bursaries, and hopefully you'll be lucky. So this is a slide which shows all our illustrious associated partners. We have all those top companies. So thank you very much. Now I'm passing the floor to Professor Corpas from the University of Malaga.
And thank you to the organizers. Thank you very much, Professor Mitkov, and thank you very much as well to the organizers for giving us the opportunity to share this program with the rest of the world. I want to give a very brief presentation about the master's program at UMA. I'm the MA coordinator, the local MA coordinator. My name is Gloria Corpas, and we also have a director of studies, Dr. Seguiri, and an administrator, Ms. Ruth Gutierrez. Our webpage, you can see there, you can have access to our webpage where we will we provide information on the core members of the research group, which are also the core lecturers of this program. And if you are kind enough to pass the slide, Professor Mitkov, could I ask you to pass to, thank you very much. This is our webpage. You can simply have a look at it and you can contact us. You can even download some research. You can have a look at the research projects we have, scientific events, even resources that you can simply ask for a permission or for us to grant you access. If we move on to the next one, this is the University of Malaga. It's a very big university. We have 3 campuses and the Faculty of Philosophy and Letters, where this master's is being taught, is placed in the campus of Teatinos. If we move on to the next one, if we could move on to the next slide, please. No, previous one. No, previous one. Okay, we also have we also have a buddy program, which was in the next slide, which is just moving from one place to another. We have a buddy program for foreign students to be welcomed at the University of Malaga, and they have like a partner, like a local partner, who's going to help them go through the initial stages, show them around, go out with them, help them in any way, etc. But we also have all kinds of social activities for students, foreign students coming to study to Malaga, and different programs to incorporate them, to integrate them fully in the academic life. If we could move on to the next one, please. Right, I'm going to tell you very briefly what the modules at the University of Malaga are. So we've got a core modules which are obligatory for all students, and in the first semester we've got theoretical approaches to translation studies, where we introduce you to translation studies as a whole, with all the research methodologies, which is also dealt with in the next module, and all the ethical, professional, and legal aspects of the translation profession. We also introduce students into translation and interpreting as mediation, cultural mediation, and there's also room for an introductory subject on computer tools for translators. In the second semester, students will be taught terminology, lexicography, dictionaries, and all kinds of resources. Also introduced into interpreting technologies and corpus-based translation. This is for the second semester. And then there is a year-long module, which is dissertation, has been designed to prepare students for their MA dissertation. So the first year is a preparatory work where students are guided through the whole process, prepare different essays and different deliverables, and then we prepare them for the second year. In the second year, this year-long module is called MA dissertation. So students coming for the first year will do the preparatory work, the modules for the first and the second semester, and students coming the second year will do the first semester, second semester, same modules with the first year students, but they will be working on their final dissertation module. If we pass on to the next slide, please, we'll see the optional modules. Students can change, so students can go and start a module, and if they feel that they prefer another one, and they can always change before the end of October. In the first semester, we offer the optional modules, interpreting at the publishing and academic sectors, another module on specialized translation, focusing on medical texts, and then a year-long module which is called Work Experience in Translation and Interpreting, where students have the opportunity to actually work in different companies. This year we had to do it online because of the coronavirus crisis, but students can choose whether they do it online or on site. So let's see what happens next year. We also offer complementary activities. We have plenty of invited talks where they join students who enroll in the doctoral programs, and also undergraduate students in translation and interpreting. They also attend seminars, which are free for them, conferences. We also offer some mentoring and supervision activities, also library research skills. They're given several seminars, and they can also interact with our students, with our local students as ambassadors of this program. If we continue with the next slide, please. This is fine. This is the last slide. Sorry. I simply would like to thank once again the coordinator of this program, Professor Mitkov, for this, and also my fellow colleagues who are going to present the rest of the modules at their local universities. Thank you very much.
Shall I continue directly?
Yes, please.
Yes. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Professor Mitkov, and thank you to the organizers for inviting me to this conference. I am the local coordinator for NBU, New Bulgarian University in Sofia. And could I please see the next slide, Professor Mitkov? Yes, so this is our team of colleagues who have various functions related to the administration of the program. As I said, I'm the coordinator. We have a studies director who is responsible for the smooth running of the program overall. A consultant who is responsible, Milka Fujikotova, who is responsible for contacts with the students. And we have a technical assistant. You can see our emails, and you are welcome at the end of this conference, if you have any questions, to contact any of us for additional information. Can we continue with the next slide? Thank you. All four of us are members of the Center for Computational and Applied Linguistics of the university. I will say a few words about the center in a few minutes. But the teaching team also includes members of other departments of the university, namely of the Laboratory of Language Technology, Foreign Languages and Cultures, and also professors from the Academy of Sciences, from the Institute of Information and Communication Technologies. We also have a member of the team who comes from one of our big translation agencies, Sufita. He was very much appreciated by our students last year. So this is you can access our university at NBUVG. This is what it looks like. It is a modern university. As the name indicates, it is a new university. It was created in the early 90s following the democratic changes in our society, and it's supposed to be modern, pioneering university in the field of technology, of e-education. It has been developing fast and very successfully through the years. So you can see that we have many bachelor programs, over 120 master's programs, over 40 doctoral programs. And you may also note that we have quite a few distance learning programs. Our university is a pioneer in Bulgaria with its successful electronic and distance education. And I'm happy to say that our center is a pioneer in the university with our distance and electronic philological programs. We have nearly 10,000 students, over 450 lecturers, full-time lecturers, and almost twice as many part-time lecturers. Our university has a mission statement, and it is that we are a liberal university dedicated to interdisciplinary specialized education, and a focus of the university is the cultivation of critical and creative thinking and problem solving. Most of our programs include case studies and different individual assignment tasks where students are asked to work independently on problems. This is, as you can see, it is also possible to go through the different departments and faculties of the university and to receive full information in English. A few words about our center, because this is the university unit administering the program. We specialize in corpus linguistics, in foreign language teaching for special purposes, corpora in translation, and translation software. MTTI is not the only program that we administer. We also have two bachelor programs, one of which is partly in person and partly electronic, and the other one is entirely distance learning program, the only successful entirely distance learning philological program at the university. All our programs are not only interdisciplinary but also multilingual. Our modules, our university believes in giving students a choice, so that our mandatory modules for the first semester are only two: CAT tools for translation, localization, and interpreting, and translation theory. From there on, students, depending on their tastes, and what we saw last year is that there is quite a variety there, can choose from the remaining programs. They must have all in all five modules for the first semester. We can go to the second semester. For the second semester, there is only one mandatory module, and all the others are optional. I do not want to repeat what Professor Corpas said about the dissertations, because this is similar. It is these are the same modules. I would just like to add that the internships of the students form part of these dissertation modules, because the internships are supposed to be closely related to the topics of the dissertations. This is a list of the general dissertation topics that we offered to our students last year. Most of them are focused on much more specific problems, which is I think a good development, because it shows that it shows a desire for solving specific problems. We also offer a number of activities normally to our students. Last year was a difficult one, but during the first semester we did quite a few things. Our students were offered a number of invited talks. We had seminars, a number of language seminars. I myself offered a survival course in Bulgarian, a weekly course. They also had courses in other languages. And we visited laboratories of our Academy of Science, laboratories of language technology, software firms specializing in machine translation, translation agencies working with translation software. And the photograph that you can see is from our visit to the Sofia translation unit of the European Commission. Well, thank you for your attention. And once more, you are welcome if you would like to ask questions to contact us, to do so at the mail addresses that I have given you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think it's my turn now. First of all, thank you to the organizers for giving us this opportunity to present our master's course. My name is Sara and I'm the interim local coordinator at the University of Wolverhampton, and I'll be presenting Wolverhampton's portion of the MTTA program today. Next slide, please. Thank you. I'd like to start by saying a few words about the University of Wolverhampton. So the University of Wolverhampton is a global university located at the very heart of England in the West Midlands. And it's often referred to as the University of Opportunity because of its focus on employability. In fact, 96% of our students are in work or further training 6 months after graduation, which is also very much in line with the spirit of the MTTI program, which integrates employability in its curriculum. The university has 22,000 students and it offers more than 500 study programs. It also has 3 campuses. Now, the EMTTA program is run on the city campus, which is located in the Wolverhampton city centre, close to all the amenities and the train station. And it boasts excellent facilities that our EMTTI students can benefit from. Including more than 10,000 square meters of teaching space, a very large library spanning over 4 floors, a technology center with 500 PCs, a social learning space, various on-campus food courts, shops, outlets. We even have a Starbucks. We have extensive sports facilities and also 3 halls of residence hosting more than 1,000 students. Next slide, please. So the EMTTI program is actually run by the Research Institute of Information and Language Processing, and more specifically by the Research Group in Computational Linguistics. The institute was funded in 1998 by Professor Mitkov and soon established itself as one of the leading research institutes in the UK. It is renowned for its international leading research in natural language processing, machine translation, translation technology in general, and for its cutting-edge NLP and other applications with far-reaching societal impact. The members of the research group specialize in a wide variety of areas, including translation technology, machine translation, translation memories, corpus linguistics, lexicography, digital humanities, computational stylometry, and a variety of NLP topics and areas. This is extremely important for a research-led program such as EMTTI, as you can imagine, because it means that all the lecturers are research active and that all the teaching on our courses is actually informed by the latest developments in the field. In addition to EMTTI, the research group also offers 2 other master's courses, including one in computational linguistics and one in practical corpus linguistics for ELT, lexicography and translation. Next slide, please. So the Wolverhampton team offers a wide selection of core and option modules to our EMTTI students. However, the study program is actually tailored to fit each student's research interest and professional background. So we usually sit down with each student individually at the beginning of the academic year, and we advise them as to the best combination of modules based on their professional background. Despite that, the general structure is as follows. So students are to obtain 30 European credits from the dissertation modules and integrated placements, and another 30 European credits from taught modules, totaling in 60 European credits per year. All of our modules are actually worth 10 European credits, which means that students must select 3 modules from the list of available modules for the year. In semester one, we offer slightly more basic general modules. So, for instance, we've got a research methods module, which is mandatory for all of our year one students and which serves as preparatory work for their dissertations. Then we offer an introductory option module in Python programming, which is aimed mainly at students that are quite computationally minded. However, it takes students from the very beginning, from scratch, which means that no prior knowledge of programming is needed for this module. We also offer an option module titled Words, Meanings and Linguistic Creativity, which covers corpus lexicology topics. And last but definitely not least, a very exciting new module titled Specialized Seminar Technology for Translation and Interpreting, which is organized as a series of invited talks delivered by leading researchers in the field. Next slide, please. In semester two, we offer 4 more modules, all of which cover slightly more specialized and specific topics. So, for instance, corpus linguistics introduces students to corpus compilation, annotation, and analysis, including statistical analysis with the R programming language. We also offer 2 translation-focused modules, one in machine translation and the other more generally on translation technology, both of which cover both practical and theoretical aspects, focusing mainly on practical aspects. And lastly, we also offer an option module in project management for translators and interpreters, which is highly beneficial, especially for those students who wish to pursue a career as freelancers. In addition to all of these modules, our students are also more than welcome to informally audit all of our modules, including those offered as part of our 2 other master's courses. For instance, last year, our EMTTI students enthusiastically embraced the opportunity to study machine learning. And the research group also regularly organizes research seminars and invited talks, and all of our EMTTI students usually attend those. Our dedicated course team also regularly offers one-on-one tutorials to all of our students, which was done extensively during the pandemic, as you can imagine, to offer additional academic support to our students. And lastly, each student is also assigned a tutor and an academic advisor who provide them with additional pastoral supports. And that's pretty much all from me. If you'd like to find out more about the research group and our courses, please visit our website. Please also feel free to send us emails if you have any questions. We've added our names and our email addresses. And lastly, don't forget to follow us on social media via our dedicated Twitter accounts. Thank you very much.
Professor Mitkov, were you going to say a few more words on the presentation?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Basically, I simply wanted to say that we know that Argentinia's translators and interpreters are well known for being among the best in the world. And Argentina has strong tradition in translation and interpreting, and we hope that we'll have applications from Argentina. So, Eugenia, if there are any questions, we'll be delighted to reply to.
Yes, that's what we were going to.
Did you say that Gabriela wanted to say something? I simply did not hear well.
No, we were just going to ask some questions that the audience posed through YouTube. So we have 2 specific questions which are related with what you just said. The first question is whether if are costs lower for Latin Americans due to our currency devaluation?
I mean, if they apply for a bursary and if they win the scholarship of the EC, the scholarship covers everything, including the tuition fee. If they have to apply as self-funded students, unfortunately, we don't have any special discounts because this is how the business model operates, and this is how the project has been accepted by the EC. We unfortunately cannot do this.
Okay, so do you want to repeat once again what the scholarship options are? Because I think that the audience will be very interested in that.
So basically, every year, the EC, the European Community, we have funding from them for 15 scholarships, 15 bursaries. 12 of them are for students from who are not from European country members, like any other country in the world, including Argentina, Brazil, South America, Russia. And then, I don't know, maybe there will be 200 students competing for 12 or 300 students competing for 12 bursaries. And if they win this bursary, this scholarship, it will cover not only their tuition fees, but it will give them 1,000 euro per month, including in the summer. And it will give them also, it will pay their travel expenses twice, not only once, but twice, including relocation costs. So, which is quite generous bursary. If they actually apply as self-funded, the self-funded fee is 9,000 euro per year. Is it correct, Sara? Yes. So this is actually...
Yes,
yes.
It's 1,000 euros per year for Argentinian students.
How much is it? Could you remind me?
It's 9,000 per year.
Yes. But this is way below the fees if they study at a UK university, which is going to be 15 maybe.
Okay, and to apply for this discount, is it necessary a community passport or not?
To apply for those scholarships by the EC, it doesn't matter what passport you have. For those 12, if you have, I think the residency condition is also important. If you live in Argentina, you can apply for one of those 12 scholarships. If you're from Argentina, but you have been living for the last several years in Europe, you can apply for one of the three, but there are only 3 scholarships for EC citizens.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And we have one more question, which is, what are the online options for this program? I know that Dr. Stambolieva mentioned a few distance learning courses, but overall, what are the online options?
I mean, let me just start by saying that this program doesn't operate online, unfortunately. In fact, the philosophy of the EC is based on the EC philosophy for mobility. So they encourage mobility. They encourage people to travel, to study in other countries. So this program doesn't operate as an online option. What happened, however, in the COVID climate, those students who actually were registered as students, because they couldn't go to the university due to the lockdown, they had to attend some lectures online. But the whole process application is based on the premise that they will have to actually travel to the country and start studying there. The online courses that you saw, I believe they are different courses offered by, in this case, New Bulgarian University.
Perfect. And is there an age limit for the program?
No, there isn't. No age limit. We have, this year, we have a student who is, I believe, 41. But the majority are between
Very
20
young.
and 30. Very young, yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much then. We will be in touch, and we appreciate your presentation and the overview on the program. Para nuestra audiencia vamos a estar en contacto con el profesor Mitkov y con nuestras ilustres oradoras para ver de qué manera podemos beneficiarnos de nuestra relación con...
I mean, I'll tell you one way that you can I just make one suggestion? I mean, you represent the University of Mar del Plata, right? So if you want to become associated partners, it's not a problem. You can become associated partners.
Okay.
So this is a possibility.
Okay. Thank you so much, really, and we surely be in touch very soon.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ladies, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.